Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
Hello, everyone. Good to have you here with us today. It's Thursday, 26th of August, 2021. It's 7:15 here in Ireland. And I want you to welcome everyone. Let's give some time here to allow our friends to join us. Okay? So, good you all here. Sunny day here in Ireland. We are having our second summer. We cannot complain.
Second very short summer, I would say.
Well, but it is summer, you know. That's the story.
Yeah, you can argue that.
Yeah, exactly. So good to have you all here again, and welcome brothers and sisters from Ireland, all the SSI workers who are joining us now, our friends from UK, from Brazil, from Portugal. Yeah, good. From Portugal. Our friends from Chicago. Chicago is hot and humid. Well, Chicago should be as in summer, so that's kind of the hot weather I don't like. You know, you take a shower and when you finish your shower, you think you are more wet. So anyway, so Sonia from Brazil, good to have you, my friends from Brazil, and friends from US. You know, we have here Texas, we have here Florida. Yeah, sunny Florida. So, okay, I think it's time to start here. And today we will keep going on chapter 1 of the Spirit's book. And we will discuss questions 11 to question up to question 13 or 14. Okay? And for this, we will need to do a little recap from last week. But before that, let me do the initial prayer, and Sa, you do the final prayer. Okay, Samanta? Okay. So let's once again raise up our thoughts, make connection with superior spirits from the Spirits of Kardec Radio, who give us this opportunity to ourselves to allow this message reach overseas and also spread the Spiritism in the English language. May this prayer also reach out to our brothers and sisters who are in difficult moments, like without shelter, sick, countries in difficult situation like Taliban, like Afghanistan, like our brothers in Africa. So may this prayer reach them. So be it. Amen. Okie dokie. Okay, let me close here. The neighbors decide to do a party under my window here, you know. So, okay. So, last week, Nate was with us, and we spoke about, we start to talk about uh, uh, what is God. We just gave an introduction of it. But now, in this chapter here, we will talk about the attributes of God. So, attributes of the divinity. And to say this, on question number 10, the Spirit says to us, we cannot comprehend God. And then we start to think, why I cannot comprehend God? And a lot of things perhaps is coming up to your mind. And we will see why we cannot comprehend him. Because the main thing is because we don't have knowledge, we don't have words, we don't have aptitudes to express it. We are so limited. And this limitation we have allow us to just have an idea. Okay? Okay? So, for example, we can say here, like the passage of the Bible, John 6:25, when it says, "Though I have been speaking figuratively, a time is coming when I will no longer use this kind of language, but will tell you plainly about my Father." So Jesus was saying here, he was trying to give some words, but very limited. It's like we I think it's the same when you exercise. When you have a blind person beside you and you try to explain to that person what is a flower or how blue is the sky, it's going to be very tough, to say, oh, the sky is blue. Okay, but we're talking with a blind person who perhaps doesn't know what is blue, what is white. I know, I have some friends who are they're blind. They can, by the vibration of the color, they can define what is black, what is white, what is red, what is blue. I know that. But even though this is a perception, is a sensation, is not to see a color, like our frame here, see these beautiful nuances of blue here. How you cannot explain these two to a blind person? And this is what Jesus was saying here on John 16:25. I give you an idea, but I cannot speak freely what it is. Okay? Hey, Patrocinio, good to have you here, my friend. So we are good. We are good. Okay, so again, and also this take us to question 244 of the Spirit's book. Let me go to this question 244. Let me go here. I forgot to mark that. All right. When the Kardec asked to the spirits, "Do spirits see God?" And the spirits answered, only superior spirits see and understand him. So you cannot only see him, you need to understand him. Spirits of lower orders feel and intuit him. So, we are in this classification. We may have an idea, we may have a perception, and like if we ask what is God in different for different person, we will have for sure different answers. Okay? And also the Spirit says here, the inferior quality of his faculties makes it impossible for man to fathom God's strict nature. When mankind is in its infancy, men often confuse God with his creatures, whose imperfections they ascribe to him. So, let's say this. When we go to the ancient times, like God, for some tribes or for some civilization, was the sun, God was the thunder, no? God was something. So we are confusing, we are making mistakes, or we are I think the word is mistaken the creature with the creator. So we cannot separate both. Okay? And within the human evolution, the idea of God will change. An example. Let's compare Moses God with Jesus God. Moses God was vengeance, he was jealousy, he was many of let's say imperfections, and God described by Jesus is all love, all kind. Okay. Samanta, are you alive? Did I say something wrong here?
No, I don't think you said anything wrong. And I am alive, yeah. I was just paying attention to everything that you were saying. Yeah, and I think that when we talk about our difficulty to understand God, it doesn't mean that we are not going to understand it. I think we are going to talk about it in the next questions. But it's just that for now, we don't have the means to understand it. So it's our capacity is we are not fully capable of understanding it. And a comparison that I like to make is we know that the universe is huge and it's very complex, and we can't really get to the, as they say, to the edge of it, especially because it seems more and more that there is no edge, so it's infinite, and we don't really, we can't understand everything that happens in the universe and everything that is in the universe. But we know that it's there. Even though we can't comprehend everything, we can evolve in this comprehension. So we learn every day. And by the time we learn, it means that, or as we learn, we get more mature. And the more mature you are, the more we can understand. And I believe that for the process of understanding God, it's the same. So the more you mature, the more you can comprehend, the more you can comprehend, the more mature you get as well. And it's what you really want is to achieve perfection. That's why in the question that you mentioned, so question 244, so the answer from the spirits to the question, do spirits see God, is only high order spirits see and understand God. So high order spirits would be the evolved spirits, the perfected spirits, ones like me. Oh, I'm joking. I'm not even close to that. But like spirits that went through the whole evolution path and is now perfected, so they can see and understand God. So we get there one day.
Great.
That's what I.
No, wonderful, wonderful. And this come across what of Leah wrote to us. I have wondered why God changed his ways New to Old Testaments. And I will say, Leah, is because of our evolution. He adapts like himself, or this come across to the question 13. I will say to you, I'll go there, but it's an evolution. For example, when at the time of Moses, he needs to control some people who are lost. Okay, walk in the desert for 40 years, tired of seeking the promised land. And he needs to control that. He needs to just to exercise, like to put some kind of order there. Okay? And at the time of Jesus, our ego was too high, our pride was too high. Not that it has been diminished, but he was saying, hey, we need to look after each other. We need to exercise our feelings to the others, to your neighbor. And nowadays, we can see we need to exercise our charity among everyone. We are learning this. Proof of that is like this COVID. In order to not get sick, what do you need to do? Hygiene, which is wash your hands, keep things clean, and social distance, and wear mask. That's these three things. Is this an habit or a procedure that every single person in the planet follows? Unfortunately, not. So this proves, and everyone has your own theory. I don't do this because this spread this way. So we have different excuses, different explanations. But mainly, in order to not get sick, you cannot be exposed to it. In order to expose to this, is your hands are contaminated, your nose and mouth are exposed. So we need to see how this works. And on the question 13, just to complement this answer for you, Leah, Kardec wisely asked to the spirits, when we say that God is eternal, infinity, immutable, immaterial, unique, all powerful, and supremely just and good, do we not have a complete idea of his attributes? And the Spirit's answer, yes, from your point of view, because you believe you have summed up everything in such terms. In other words, is if all these attributes give you an idea of completeness, happy days, take that. But we still have more things. And things that, then say here, uh, you must understand that there are things which transcend the intelligence of the most intelligent person, things that your language cannot articulate, as it is bound by your thoughts and sensations. So unfortunately, you don't have vocabulary, you don't have words, you don't have imagination to understand this. It's like, for example, I like this example here. A son, usually 4 years old, because after these things get worse. But the son comes to a mom and say, "Mom, do you love me?" And the mom, "Yes, of course, my son, I love you. How much?" And a mom cannot say, "Oh, it's this size, that size, this big or that big." Mom cannot say it like this. Most of the common answers, "Oh, you love me like the size of the earth." Yes, like the size of the earth. The earth. This is kind of complete. The answer, okay. But mom love more than this. But say the size of the earth for the kid at the moment. Wow, this is huge. Wow, my mom love me this, all this. No, my mom, no. It's answer the question. But the real answer is more than this. This is the idea we have about God, the limitation. And this size, Leah, change with the time. Because at the time of Moses, they even know that the earth was a circle, or we have like the Americas. No, they were very limited. Then we come to the time of Jesus. They have more notion, like the Roman Empire was big, was huge. They were conquering, like we know today as Europe, and like the west of the part of the Middle East, like all these, some part of the Africa. So, wow, if a mom says to a son at that time, "Oh, I love you the same sizes that the Roman Empire is," wow, my mom loved me a lot. But today, the Roman Empire is this size compared to the earth. If we compare the Roman Empire with the whole universe, is a simple dot, and you need to use the microscope to see that dot. Okay? Do you think I answer Leah's questions, Samantha?
I think so. I think you even you went above and beyond.
Yeah.
But we need to see if she's happy with the answer. But I think she is, because she said thank you or
Yeah, that's a
something.
good idea. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we just it was more for the context, but her question took me to allow me to say it. But okay, Linda. Thank you, Linda. Linda like it. Oh, Leah as well. He should put it here. Yeah. So Leah put it this. Thank you. Okay. So, but we need to exercise, because Jesus time he used a lot the word faith. Oh, your faith has cured you. Your faith did this. Your faith did that. You shall believe. You shall trust in yourself. You shall this. He used these words, and unfortunately, the word faith, when we say to someone, we always connect this with the religion. And faith is something completely different from religious belief. Religious belief is based in a doctrine. Faith is based on a feeling. And for this, I like to read something for you guys. This is in one of the books psychographed by Chico Xavier, and the name is The Consoler. It was kind of questions and answer in the same type of the Spirit's book. And on question 354, they asked to the spirits, may define what is to have faith. And they answer, having faith is keeping in the heart the luminous certainty in God, the confidence that went beyond the realm of religious belief, making the heart rest in energy constant of divine realization of the personality. Achieving faith is reaching the possibility of no longer say, I believe, but affirm, I know, with all the values of reason touched by the light of feeling. That faith cannot stagnate in any circumstance of life, and knows how always to work, intensifying the breadth of your enlightenment through pain or responsibility for the effort and the accomplished duty. Translating certainty in God's assistance expresses the confidence to face all struggles and problems with the divine light in the heart. It means the redemptive humility that builds within the spirit the sincere disposition of the disciple in relation to the do in the slave the will of the Lord. So, in other words, is whatever you do to me, whatever happens to me, whatever you think is good for me, I'll be here. Is the faith in which we say, Jesus in the Olive Mountain, I would say he was saying, if I have to go through this, if I can avoid, I opt to avoid it. But if this is your will, I am here. This is the faith. All these, I read the entire answer to give us a notion of what it is. Something completely different from the religious belief. Okay? And we need to use this in order to find God, in order to define God. Because there is no answer here in the Spirit's book for this. Why? Because the answer is with you. If you are a children of 4 years old and the answer is the entire world, happy days. If you are more grown up and mom needs to change the answer, oh, it's the size of the universe, the entire universe, happy days. If you are a grown up or if you are a child, it doesn't matter. What's matter is for you that answer make you feel complete. Okay? Because again, the Spirit said there is no words, there is no there is no vocabulary to express it. Okay? Okay, let's move.
Can I just say one thing before we move to
Yeah,
the
sure.
next? I think it's really interesting that that idea of separating faith from religions, especially because regardless of the religion, you're going to have some people in that religion that have faith and some that don't. Even if they believe in, even if they follow that doctrine, because a religion is a doctrine. And I think that Spiritism is so good in that sense. I don't see Spiritism as a religion. I see it much more as I don't even have words to describe it. I think it's a frame of life. It's just the way I choose to live my life, and it kind of put everything that I believe in one bucket, on one packet. It's not a very limited package. We have all these books. We have, you know, we have our what Kardec says and all these studies and all of that. So, which is great. I think it's so complete. But having faith is different from even being a spiritist. And I wanted to highlight that because I have a friend who is Catholic, and she, like, I envy her faith. It's just unbelievable how she believes in God and it's inspiring even to see how she talks about it. She is not perfect, and she knows that, but it doesn't it doesn't it still allows her to have this immense faith in God and what he can do, and in Jesus, and the limitless power that he has, and how this acts, or how this manifests in her life. And I'm always impressed by that. And even though I'm not Catholic and I don't necessarily believe in the Catholicism, or how can I say that, doctrine or laws or dogmas and all of that, and it's personal, I don't, but I still envy how faithful and how much she believes in God, and how important it is, and how it makes her life so much better. Now, in saying that, I also think that, like, I'm learning, and I think for me, I am the type of person that everything needs to make sense. and I know, like, for a lot of people that it's a difficulty. As we are saying now, God is not something explainable for now to us, so we're not able to comprehend fully now. So how can someone so pragmatic and an analyst as myself can believe in something that they can't define, So it's a struggle because of my nature, but I want to do it, and I try to do it every day, and I study to do it, and I have, like, in my heart, I have this immense desire. And when I pray, I even ask for that as well. And one day, it was a few days ago actually, I was something was happening in my life that I wanted to overcome. I didn't know exactly how to overcome it, and I was always praying to God and thinking and asking for help, but I was always like thinking that, I get even emotional when I'm talking about it. I always think that someone needs God more than me, and I'm always thinking that I'm not deserving of what God can do in our life. So when I'm asking Him, I'm at the same time thinking, maybe I don't deserve it. Maybe I still have so much to improve in myself to one day be able to get it, whatever it is that I was asking for. So I wasn't asking for anything material or anything like that, but no matter what, regardless of what I ask, I'm always thinking, I'm not deserving, or I'm also thinking, God is so busy. There's so much going on in the world. We see, so much sadness every day, and people in need of so much. So you have, like, I cannot complain about anything in my life. And when I'm asking for things, I'm always thinking, but if you don't give it to me, that's fine, because I have enough. So those things, and even when I'm praying with this COVID thing, at the beginning I was praying saying, spiritual friends, don't mind me. Go to whatever else you have to go. You don't need to stick with me. Like, of course I need help because I need to improve, and I'm here. Just the fact that I'm here just show that I'm not perfect. But I think other people may be in need of you more now, and I'm here. I have a house. I'm not sick. My family is well, and so I have, not much, but not a lot, but enough money. So I was always thinking like that. But this week something struck me, and I think I kind of started to understand my place in this whole thing, and have this humbleness when you're talking to God and when you're asking something, and you're really trying to believe not only in Him, but He is going to provide for you. He's going to do His best. And we communicated, in this a few days ago in this situation that I was in, because I think for the first time I really, really understood what it is to say, God, please help me, and understand that God is supreme, and God is everywhere, and God is available 24 hours to everyone. You don't need, you need to be humble and understand that you're not better than anyone, and you need help, and He is there for you. So when I put myself in this position, it was so beautiful, because the next day He did something that was exactly what I was asking for, and I was like, okay, now I get it. You need to understand, He is supreme. He is just, he is powerful. He is just, there's no words to describe it. And you need to put yourself in that position of simplicity and humility and ask from the bottom of your heart. I wasn't asking for a car or for anything like that. So if your ask is genuine, and if you really believe that's something that is good for you and for whoever is involved, you should ask and be certain that it's going to be listened to. So I just wanted to say that.
No, no way. You can keep talking. It was lovely listening to you, my dear. That's one of the attributes. That's why for you found perhaps what completed you. For some people here, oh, they need a little bit more. So go and seek for this little bit more. For some people here, they need a little bit less. But the answer is with you. And the attributes that Kardec put it here, we want to discuss it here a little bit because he said God is eternal. What it does mean? If God had a beginning, then either he would have sprung from nothing or he would have been created by a prior being. In this way, we gradually arrive at the idea of infinity and eternity. I said this before, but for okay. Who creates God? If someone creates God, God's not God. God's the one who created God. We go back again with the story. Who came first, the chicken or the egg? We played this last week. It's something we can say. Some people, oh, it was the egg, okay, but what the egg must be a chicken. Oh, it was the chicken. Okay, but the chicken came from the egg. So that's the joke we need to compare here. God, it is the essence. And that's it. If it became from an explosion, if you begin with boson, Higgins, well, that's not the discussion. And the eternal is there is no eternal is no end and not beginning. Infinity, you have no ending, but you do have a beginning. So, for example, our life is infinity. We are infinity, but we were created at a certain point. Okay? That's the difference between infinity and eternal. Eternal, no beginning, no end. Infinity, we have a beginning, but we don't have an end. Again, God is immutable. And Kardec says, if he were subject to change, then the laws that govern the universe would have no stability. God doesn't roll the dice. He's not in Vegas trying to put the coins there and try to make the big win. No. We have a stability and we suffer. We have problems when we are not balanced with this stability. It's like our law here. For example, if we are driving our car and the road speed limit is like 50 miles per hour, if you are at 80 miles per hour or 100 miles per hour, you are you are you put yourself in a dangerous position in which a police can stop you and give you a fine. But the law was there. It's 50 miles. That's it. Full stop. And this is what he created. He created those laws. And when we are not following these laws, we suffer. And what we do? God is punishing me. He's not even think about it. You are just going against what he created. Also, we can see question 615. What says question 615? Is God's law eternal? It is eternal and immutable as God himself. Okay? It's eternal and immutable. Don't change. It's different from our laws, because this year we have a kind of law. Next year, the politics resolve to change something, and there we have something totally different. God is immaterial. This means that God's nature differs from everything we call matter. Otherwise, he would not be immutable, as he would be subject to the transformations of matter. God is unique. If there were several gods, then there would be neither unity of plan nor unity of power in the organization of the universe. No, there is no dispute here. There is no the witch of the east, which is good, the witch of the west, which is bad, and they are disputing the power who controls the Oz kingdom here. There is no this dispute here. There is no, oh, I am more inclinated to west, or I'm more inclinated to the west, to the east. No, that is not like that. That is remember the balance. Remember the eternal is immutable. So there is what's the name? There is no transformations on it. Let's go. God is all powerful because he is unique. If he did not possess sovereign power, there would be something more powerful than him, or at least as powerful. He would not have created all things, and those which he had not created would be the work of another God. So the idea of the angel who did something and he fall, the falling of the man, it's completely out of question here. How someone who is perfect may cause a problem, or may for some reason do not follow it, and what was punished because they fall? No, there is no such thing, because law of progress exists, And once you reach a certain level, you will not go back. You will not go back. This we need to put ourselves in that position to be responsible for our own actions, and with our faith, not with our religious belief. With our faith, we need to seek our balance. We need to seek our uniqueness. Like the beautiful example Samanta gave to us. At a certain point, a lot of good things happen to you. Say, I don't deserve that. I don't deserve all this. When at a certain point, when you stop to ask things for you, you just say, give me what you think is important for me. You know my needs. You know what's best for me. And whatever comes, you'll never complain. Today, I was talking with a friend, and we have a common friend. And he was saying that this friend, he's a professor, he's a very good scientist, very good researcher in his field, but for some reason he's unemployed, because one of the reasons is the universities cannot pay his salary. He lived in many countries. He's well known. All these things, and for 4 years, this guy is out of job. He has no money because he spent with mortgage, all these things, And I said, "Oh, how is he? He must be very depressive." And my friend, he said, "No." You know what he says? "I trust that God's preparing something good to me. I am downgrading my CV. I am doing everything I can in order to wait for a better tomorrow. I'm not here sitting and waiting for someone knocks on my door and give me a job. I'm doing my part, and I know that God is doing his part. In the right time, in the right moment, I'll be back to work again." He doesn't even know if it is going to happen in 1 year, 2 years, 6 months, 1 month. He just trusts, and he's doing his part. Because having faith, oh, God will provide me something, but you don't do anything, is one thing. When you say, okay, this is a two-way street, I need to do my part in order to receive good parts. When you understand that's the balance, that's it. The last attribute Kardec put here: God is supremely just and good. The providential wisdom of the divine laws is revealed both in the smallest as well as in the largest things. And this wisdom prevents us from doubting either his justice or his goodness. He's like a mom. A mom always want the best for the kids, for your children. You may have like 70 years old. If your mom is still alive, you are a kid for her. He wants the best, even though sometimes she needs to call your attention. Even though sometimes she needs to say no. And we act as a terrible kid. We want you to listen yes for everything I want. At the end here, to summarize, because we are is ending our time here. The decision is in your hands. The answers is in your hands. What Samanta and I we are doing here is just giving our ideas, reading here. This is not coming from ourselves. No, we studied, we read this, we saw many other lives. We did our research here. This not come out of blue for ourselves and say, oh, there we go. No. If we can do it, you can do it as well. Don't believe with the idea that the knowledge is limited to some kind of people, some kind of group. No, everyone can, and you can. Okay. So, if you wanna say something to close the idea here.
Yeah, so very quickly, I just wanted to close with this question 12. We talked about it briefly, but very quickly, it says, even though we cannot fathom God's innermost nature, can we get an idea of some of the divine perfections? And the answer from the Spirit is, yes, some of them, human beings comprehend them better as they progressively overcome matter. They can get glimpses of them through thought. So this idea here to overcome matter, it's really important, not only to understand God, but to reach perfection. So it's all connected. And I think it's interesting to think in that sense of overcoming matter, because it means overcoming our selfishness, overcoming our pride, overcoming our attachment to material things, all of those things. So the more we do that, the more we will evolve, and the more we will comprehend God as well. So yeah, just wanted to.
Beautiful.
And with that idea.
Beautiful. Thank you. Okay, my friends. Don't forget this Saturday, 4 p.m. our time, we will have a wonderful talk with Alves Lukarsiov. He is a veterinarian spiritist, and he will talk about the animals. So you have, I know a lot of people, I have some questions about the pets, the animals, the spirits, the evolution. So that's the right time to talk about it. It's this Saturday at 4 p.m. London time. Okay? And also, we do have our study group every Wednesday with Tanya Moore and Neide Mota. So they, if you want to be part of this group, just send an email to spiritismisland@gmail.com, and they will give you the link for this Zoom room. Okay? Hope you're okay. Hope you are not lost. I just hope, because stop at the comments here. So I just hope you are okay. You know, but if you are with doubts, great. That's the intention. You know?
If you have with doubts, don't ask me because I don't have the answers. Great. Stick with them.
Yeah. You know, if you have doubts, share with us and let's doubt together. Okay. Okay. So have a nice day. Rest of day for those who are in America or those who are in Brazil. It's the end of the day for us here in Europe. So I wish you a wonderful weekend.
Should we do our final prayer before we go?
Oh yeah, I forgot that. Yeah.
I can do that first. So if we can just close our eyes, raise our thoughts to Jesus, to our spiritual friends, to our mentors. Let's thank for our lives, for our friends, our families, for all the lessons that we learn every day here on our passage on earth. Let's thank for the opportunity to be here studying and learning from each other, exchanging ideas, opening our hearts, and trying new things, new ways of thinking, new actions that we want to take, new paths for our lives and for our own improvement. Let's ask for all our friends in this world that need some kind of help. May the spirits be with them. May they open their hearts to reach God and get help. Thank you so much, God, for everything. So be it.
So thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you, Sonia. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Leah. Thank you, Don. Thank you, Patrocinio. Thank you very much for your time, for everything. Okay, I'll see you next Tuesday. Thank you, Samanta, for your time as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much,
Okay.
guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.